gents, it is episode 6 of the Banter. The two villains in Vanier hosting Stefan and Anton alongside Mustafa. Thank you for dropping by. Originally, we were going to have an interview with a player known as Aaron. Aaron couldn't make it today. So, Aaron, wherever you are, hopefully everything's okay. We do wish you the best all in the new year.
Call your boss a douchebag.
Yeah. Anyway, and to everybody, the listeners, and also to all the Bytown boys and to the Fury, etc., etc. Thank you for your support. We really do appreciate it very much. Just an overview of what we're going to be talking about today. EPL as it's standing right now. League Cup, we got the semifinals coming up. USL Pro with the MLS. Drafting in the MLS and what the fuck's up with that. And then we have FIFA and close it out just
bits
as is.
And bobs.
Yeah, exactly. So some random little bits and bobs for you. And for you villains who have been suffering like the two of us here, this one's for you because basically we're fucked.
We're not fucked. We are totally fucked. And not just fucked. Like elephant dick, pounding in the ass, no reach around jungle. Now's not the time to panic, green beans.
I think it's a perfect time to panic.
So in the EPL, Villa has been struggling as of late. We get 2 wins in a row, but then it goes on with 3 losses in a row. You know, Chelsea and Tottenham kind of expected, but I mean not as bad as it happened. And then today we lose 3-0 to Wigan. And so as it stands right now, Man U, Man City, Tottenham, Chelsea and Arsenal are holding the top spots.
Man U is running away with it too.
Yeah, true. They are 7 points ahead of Man City for first place.
Yep.
And then down below we have Aston Villa currently in 17th place, tied for 16th with Wigan with 18 points. Southampton, Reading, and QPR are in the relegation zone, but Southampton is only 1 point behind Villa and Wigan.
Yeah.
So those are the standings as they are. Just a quick overview. And for crying out loud for Villa, 15 goals in 3 matches. I mean, have you seen our goal differential? Or is that like some temperature in the Antarctica or some shit? I mean, goddamn. Like,
I think the Antarctica is a bit colder than our goal differential.
I don't know if that's possible.
I think it's probably like a northern Manitoba.
I don't know.
It's Winnipeg.
It's Winterpeg.
Yeah, exactly. It's Winterpeg. Villa's actually in Winterpeg.
Exactly.
So,
I mean,
like, what have been the issues for Villa this year?
well, we've been injury-ridden as of late.
As normal.
You know, and players not being cleared to play, as well as, like, you know, today, for example, it was pretty much an academy or a reserve squad that was on the pitch. Poor Lambert. I mean, he's this godsend because we got rid of McLeish, and everyone's, in Lambert we trust. And then now he's left. This is all he's got to work with is all these young guns.
Yeah.
Okay. And now everybody, you know, there's some villains who you can tell they're bandwagoners because they all want his head on a platter.
Yeah.
But the real deal is actually Milner, the owner.
No,
or Lerner. Sorry, Lerner, who's the owner. But then you also have the GM Faulkner, who's his eyes and ears because Lerner barely ever goes to any games.
Okay.
So Faulkner's the guy who's the GM, and he's like, okay, well, this is what's he reports to him type thing. So everybody, you know, if you're a real fan, you're after the 2 head honchos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lambert, I mean, we feel for him because it's like you're given less than nothing to work with, and
Well, I saw one comment saying, well, Lambert decided to invest at 21 million in youth, and I agree. That's the way to go. Is the youth system. Arsenal did well with it, but in the end, it's still up to the ownership group. With the money he has, he can invest in it to make money. I know this day and age, the Premier League tickets are expensive, but if you're going to a game and leaving halfway through the game, you're sending a clear signal to the ownership.
with half an hour to go to the end of the match, the fans were already. It was pretty much half empty.
Yeah, you
by
get
that point,
you get that.
and it's just. I mean, it happens in hockey here in North America. Well, in Canada, I should say, but what more can we say? I mean, transfer windows next month. And everybody's speculating that there's going to be no money spent whatsoever for us.
Well, are they going to keep their players, though? Because they got some decent players.
The thing is, everybody's suspecting that Bent's going to leave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just because, Stefan mentions to me from time to time, like, he doesn't fit into Lambert's system.
Okay.
And, so that's a reason. And you could probably get a shiny penny for him,
Yeah.
People have been knocking on the door, but no one said hello yet.
Yeah.
And,
what about Gabby?
I think he's staying.
He's staying?
They're going to keep him.
I think everyone's going to stay. If anyone's going to leave, it's probably going to be Bent.
Well, Gabby's fast as fuck.
Yeah.
They're not going to get rid of a speeder.
No. And Ben, Techie, and Vyman, I mean, they're just amazing together.
When they click.
Yeah. Even today.
So it sounds like their offense is fine. It's
it's
like
the defense.
It's the defense.
Vlar's been injured since the Liverpool.
And there's the goal differential, eh?
Yeah. The funny thing is, Vlar's been injured since the Liverpool game.
And
guess what?
Yeah.
Our defense is shot to shit.
Yeah.
They're
doing what they can, but there's certain situations you just watch, and it's almost as if they're not trying.
Yeah.
Like they're letting very basic plays to happen. They're allowing these things to happen, and
you watch some goals,
and it's frustrating.
Like playing FIFA.
Yeah, pretty much. and
the breakaways, we get 3-0.
Yeah.
There's a goalie, and you can
poor Guzin is basically left hung to dry.
Yeah.
And great American keeper we picked up. But
do you know his name?
Guzin.
Brad. Okay.
Guzin, yeah.
Yeah, he's so poorly named to step up over. What's the guy from
Timmy
Everton?
Howard.
Yeah, Howard. He's able to step over Howard next.
Yeah.
And the fans are saying, he never went off his line, or he barely did, but if he did, that's when the balls went past him.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the balls were already past the defense because they just stood like pylons, and it's just so frustrating to watch.
So let's not depress ourselves and talk about the
I figure we get the bullshit out of the way.
Let's take all the pressing stuff out of the way.
I mean, by the way, to the listeners, this is our last podcast for the year.
So happy New Year, everyone.
So happy New Year for sure.
Good news is Villa can't lose any more games this year.
That's true.
One interesting thing about EPL this year is Man U, actually. Because if you go back to our first Boot, Scarves, and 21 questions, we were all taking City to win that.
Yeah.
And Man U's just...
I was throwing
ripping it apart.
I thought Van Persie would go back to his ways of being injury prone again.
Yeah.
And he didn't. But mind you, he nearly died.
He nearly died, came back and scored how many?
Yeah. That's real respect.
Yeah, I know. I actually had respect for him up until that point.
But, no, it's... What's going on with City, it's like, I don't know. I think Mancini's kind of lost a room now. The players have finally said, you know what, we can do whatever we want. Fuck off.
Yeah. And that happens, It's a bunch of overpay. I mean, they bought the title last year in many ways, and now they're. I guess the team cohesion isn't there like it is with Man U, because Man U kind of are better at kind of building from within, whereas Man City just went and bought a championship. So
just something that's come to mind. Man City, even though they are 42 points, 7 behind Man U. Tottenham and Chelsea have 36 and 35, Arsenal with 33, but I see these three clubs basically on the rise and Man City slipping down.
Yeah.
The way things are going up until this point.
Well, hold on. I don't think Rafa Benitez is going to be at Chelsea for much longer. Like, come on.
Well, wait, didn't you tell me there's a new app?
Yeah, there's a new achievement for FIFA 13 for whoever has a 360.
Yeah.
If you survive a season as Chelsea manager... You get points. The rumor is they're looking at Pep to coach Chelsea.
Okay.
Pep is not that stupid to coach Chelsea.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He's going to show up to Chelsea and he's going to look at Abramovich. I want protection in my job for 3 years.
Right.
You cannot touch this team for 3 years.
Right.
That's what he's going to demand. And Abramovich is going to say, well, fuck you.
But in a way, they should give him that.
Yeah, they should give any manager that.
Yeah.
You're a top club like this. You can't go through managers left, right, and center. Okay, I know I'm a Villa fan, and we've done that recently. Gerard Houllier, he left because the doctor said coaching is giving you heart attacks.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't coach anymore. Then we got Mick Twat. Mick Useless.
Carrot.
Yeah. There we go. End of discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing fans are going on about. They're like, at least we're only losing a few games at a time. Last year it was every game.
Yes.
So we got, I mean,
Yeah,
we can't, in the end,
it was
in the
three
end,
really bad games.
I'm just saying, in the end, yes, overall, we have nothing to complain about because any year is going to be better than last year. And we all denied that last year ever happened.
Yeah. This sounds so much like TFC.
It's true. So true. By the way, for the listeners, I am wearing my TFC hat just because. All right. Any other comments?
So EPL, after that, you got Tottenham and Arsenal, eh? Tottenham has basically turned themselves into Arsenal in the last 2 years or so.
Well, that's the thing. Is
I want Arsenal for the hell of it, just because they seem to do this annually for a short stint to bring back Henry.
Yeah.
There is talks about him coming back again.
I'm not surprised.
It's never the same, though. Anytime a player goes back to his team, like a legend for a team going back, it's never the same the second
it's
time.
also just the ML.
Unless
my own opinion, it's the MLS trying to get their media ban machine going again in Europe.
Okay.
That's my opinion, but people can say yay or nay to it.
All right, here's another thing. Southampton, Reading, and QPR, bottom three as it stands. But like I said, Southampton
Who's
only...
at the very bottom?
QPR with 10 points.
Oh, they'll go down.
Reading with 13, Southampton with 17, only a point behind AVFC and Wigan. And Southampton has a game in hand. Now, as it stands, are we going to see change in the bottom three?
I personally hope QPR stays down, even though I like them, because...
it's nice to see a London team that's not a big club.
Yeah.
Well,
I do agree with that.
Like Fulham and West Ham.
for any Canada fans listening, Hoylett happens to play for QPR.
Right.
He played for
Right.
Blackburn last year.
Truth with
Guess what?
Hoylett. If he came knocking saying he wants to play for Canada, I'd say, nobody's home. Like, I'm sorry. We got kids who want to play.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're good enough. You're more than good enough to play for Canada. But we've asked you repeatedly. You said, I don't know. I don't know. Well, if you're in the job market...
Is he not capped yet?
He's not
No.
capped yet.
His excuse has always been he wants to focus on club first, right?
Oh, bullshit. He wants to try and play for England. We all know this one.
But in a way, it's funny if he gets relegated this year, because last year he played for Blackburn, and guess what happened to Blackburn? So this year he got himself transferred to an actual EPL club, and if
And
they
Blackburn's fucked again. This year, too. They might get relegated.
no
From the championship?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus, Murphy.
So anyway, if he gets relegated again, we'll see what he does this year with his club situation excuse.
Is Aston Villa or Wigan going to go down?
Aston Villa should stay up.
They'll stay up. Like, right now.
It's by the skin of our teeth, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have,
And so, okay, do you see Southampton pulling themselves out?
No, I see Reading, though.
Okay,
I
okay.
The only reason why I say is because of that fight against Arsenal in the
Okay.
League Cup.
This is nothing against you, Mustafa, by the way.
No. It's just the way they fought to win it.
Yeah.
And it's Southampton. Yeah, they beat Villa early in the year 4-1. Shoot.
If we do, now I know I'm being biased by always mentioning Aston Villa, but I mean, if we, as much as we have been sucking ass the last three matches, at least they've been consistently fighting from the mid up.
Yeah.
From the back end, not so much, but at least they
if
are running. They're not walking. Like,
if they get some funds in January and they actually fix that defense, they should be good.
if they're smart enough, but I doubt it.
We need to fix a midfield. I more or less think our main problem is midfield, personally.
All right.
It always starts in the midfield.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so that's how it is in EPL right now to close out 2012. Well, I mean, there's still matches tomorrow, and I don't think there's anything on New Year's Eve.
No.
Anyway, League Cup.
Hey!
Now, should Aston Villa be worried? Who knows?
Boy, we're playing yes.
Should Aston be worried even though we're up against Bradford? They're from, what, League 1 or 2?
League One.
League 1. And, or is this a chance for redemption? Now we also have Swansea and Chelsea in the other one, which I
Let's
find...
go, Swansea.
I think Swansea's definitely going to bring their A game against Chelsea and make it super interesting. Mind you, for the listeners, for this for the semifinals, it's a home and home. So whoever wins on aggregate moves on.
And goes away if tied on aggregate.
Predictions, boys?
It's the cup, so anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, Villa, I wouldn't worry.
Okay.
It'll be a tough battle away.
Okay.
But the good thing with Villa is we have Bradford away first.
True.
Now, do they have the same rule in the MLS for if you score more away goals if there's a draw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
So if we draw them 3-3,
Away.
yeah, and draw them 2-2 at home,
Or
we're good.
1-1 or whatever.
Yeah, we're good.
How did Bradford get this far?
Penalties.
Penalties.
Yeah.
Whenever they gone to penalties, they've kicked ass.
Yeah. So just avoid penalties.
So
and you're
avoid
good. But then
penalties.
again, seeing as your offense is pretty
But
good.
mind you, the one good thing that came out of that Chelsea match was there were 2 penalties taken against Guzan. Guzan stopped the second one.
Nice.
So if there was anything good that happened, there's one thing. Swansea and Chelsea?
I think Swansea's during the time coming up to these 2 games, they're going to say fuck you to the league.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll play their reserves. They'll play their academy system so their top players can play in the cup.
Yeah.
Because I don't know when was the last time a Welsh team was in an English Cup competition this far.
This far, yeah.
They're going to play.
Yeah.
They're going to put their money on
I really hope Swansea brings it. I know they're going to bring their A game. I'm actually stoked for this.
Yeah, the big question is will Chelsea take it seriously?
I don't think they will, personally.
Do you think it's because of, in the media they ask, you've reached, a big club status, you're one of the powerhouses, you play for them, and they, the players try and be very coy and, I don't want to say subtle, but they're very cool, calm, and collected about it. It's like, no, we're just here to play, But really, in the end, I have a really tough time believing it and starting to think, like, you know what, you are letting this shit get to your head. And, you're going to go in the back of your mind, oh, it's just Swansea, let's just, take it to them and be done with it. Like you said, not take it seriously. And, but in front of the camera, it's like, no, we respect them, we think they're a good club, blah, 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 blah. Like, to me, there's always 2 sides to this. So.
Oh, yeah, well, there's a stupid thing about, Fernando Torres scored a goal against Leeds, against Aston Villa, 2 against a European club.
Yeah.
Those are clubs you should be scoring goals.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When Fernando Torres on form is when I see him deking past Man U's defense or Man City's and scoring a goal that he should be pulling out of his ass.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When normal goals, like the header against Villa, when you go to do a header, I don't care what anybody says, it is a lot of luck to score on a header.
Yeah.
It's the most uncontrollable part of football is your head.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, he scored a brilliant header against Villa. It was a nice header that he got up.
Yeah.
He was able to get up that high. That's amazing to be able to do. But he got lucky with the right contact. So I don't think he'll ever be truly back on form like he was with Liverpool.
I guess it's consistency that you look for.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely. In any athlete, in any team.
Yeah, and Torres has gone down the depth charts with Spain as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was lucky to be called up for this Euro.
For the
So what,
yeah.
he's become the Beckham of Spain now?
Yeah.
Jeez.
He's
only good for one thing and that's it?
Well, Argentina during the last Copa, they didn't want Tevez. The manager didn't want Tevez.
Because of the same reason? Or for different reasons?
For different reasons.
Okay.
But the fans started bitching and complaining. They went to the Argentina FA, badgered them, and he had to bring Tevez on the team.
Yeah.
He did shit all for Argentina.
Yeah.
So
See, at that
So in the
point,
end, it's the fans to blame.
yeah, but it's also to their FA. I agree you should pay attention to your fans. But if you appoint a manager for your team, listen to your manager.
Yeah.
He's representing you.
Yeah, exactly.
You should be backing him.
Should be.
Yeah, but in this modern day, it's the reason why AVB got canned from Chelsea in the first place. He wanted to get rid of Lampard and Terry.
Yeah.
He wanted to get rid of that old guard.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Toronto FC too. They got De Guzman because the fans wanted him.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
I like the fact they got a Canadian player, but if the fans want a player, and the manager says no,
Then it
you
shouldn't
listen to the manager.
Exactly.
You accept that the fans has made their point. We want this player. Thank you. We will look into it. We'll speak to our manager, but the decision is up to the manager, not to you.
Right.
But we will take your advice.
And that's a really big, rare thing is mutual respect between those two parties, eh? I mean,
Well, MLSC hasn't really shown any reason for fans to respect them anymore.
No.
because they don't respect the fans.
Yeah.
No.
You show none, you get none.
Mind you, that's another discussion.
I know.
Hit on later.
So, USL Pro and MLS joining forces, becoming MLS's new reserve league. Shit didn't work out with the NASL, apparently. And so now the USL Pro is going to become MLS's new reserve league. Do we know as of when?
Next season apparently it's going to start.
Oh,
And
2013.
if the town doesn't have an MLS team, USL team, the closest USL team is the town's so the closest USL team to Toronto is Rochester.
Okay, gotcha.
So Rochester Rhinos is TFC's academy team.
Yep.
Yep. So what's happening basically is the MLS side would send about 5 players down who would have to play for the USL team.
Yeah.
In a way, it would be half loan, half farm system here in North America.
Yeah.
And MLS isn't stupid. They know they're marketing this to both sets of fans, to North Americans and, I guess, traditional soccer fans. So to us, they'll say this is a reserve league, whereas to North Americans, they'll say you got your baseball farm system
Yeah,
now.
your farm team, yeah.
Yeah.
And even, it's the same thing in hockey, too.
But Mustafa and I talked about, is it ruining the US's Open Cup tournament now?
It is. It
the
depends.
which cup, sorry?
The US Open Cup.
Open Cup, their FA
Oh.
Cup.
Yeah. In a way, it depends on how they use it. If it's straight up loans, then I don't see a problem. If it's like season loans between the clubs, because you see it in Europe, right? Manchester United has partnerships with lower division clubs where they'll do loan deals. If the lower club has a great player, then Man U will get first dibs on him. So from that respect, it's fine because the clubs are still separate entities. But if it's going to be a true farm system, then that will kind of kill the cup.
Yeah. It's the MLS being... Again, everyone who listens to this knows my opinion of the MLS.
Yeah.
Right now, they think I'm the guy outside MLS head office with a machete and a rifle calling for Don Garber's
Well,
head
don't
on
give
a
away your
plaque.
secret right away. Shit, it's not New Year's yet.
No,
Still got
I
a couple nights.
No, I got a bunch of lackeys doing it for me. Honestly.
Fine.
I let them buy the shit, get in trouble.
You're spoken like an American.
Hey, I'm not going to do all the work. They can do it.
What's also happening with this, though, is you got clubs who don't want to do this. Mm-hmm. Like Victoria Highlanders FC, who are looking to get promoted from PDL to USL Pro. They have a rivalry with the Whitecaps.
They don't want the Whitecaps. Yeah, I agree. Villa doesn't do loan deals with Birmingham City.
Yeah.
We don't do loan deals with Walsall. We don't do loan deals with Wolves.
Yeah.
For one main reason. They're our rivals. We're not that stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, but another issue is MLS and NASL a couple months ago had they were rumored to
do a bit more detailed partnership.
to do a partnership. So you kind of you wonder what the future of both USL Pro and NASL is now, with like how they see themselves in the future. Now that USL Pro has kind of bent down and said, okay, we'll be below MLS. We'll kind of help prop up MLS. Whereas NASL is more, no, we want to be our separate entity. We want players who are basically just not good enough for MLS.
But, yeah.
Who are still good, but not quite MLS level. And NASL, what they've been doing is picking up a lot of players who used to play in MLS.
Yeah.
I think I'm really sorry that things didn't work out with the NASL because, Ottawa's getting a team, and, I think in this town in particular, it's a really good selling point for clubs to say, oh, come see us, the future
TFC.
pro.
No, we'd be Montreal Impact.
We would be the Impact team.
Anyway, to come watch our team. We're gonna, future professional players for whichever team we're the farm team for.
Yeah.
And that would be the perfect
We're going
thing.
to be getting the best of both worlds, though, because NASL is turning into a place where if you're not quite good enough, if you kind of slip through the MLS cracks,
You get another shot.
You get another like the who was it that won NASL this year? It was Tampa Bay Rowdies. They're full of ex-MLS players. They got Kevin Harms. They got a bunch of guys that I actually forgot. But so
He said he wasn't prepared.
Okay.
Yeah, well, but that's the and so we do get that come see future MLS stars, but we also get to be our own separate club without having to bow down to whoever our MLS overlords are.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, what I like about the NASL is they've, again with the new format, they've turned away from the playoff system and they more or less turned their backs on MLS.
Yeah.
When they went to that system, so no. Yeah. We're going to do it our way.
And NASL and USL Pro were actually competing for a while to be the second division, and it looks like NASL is winning out on that with USL Pro now accepting the third division status.
Yeah.
So USL Pro becoming the MLS's reserve league, is that a good thing? Only time will tell. Drafting and trading in the MLS. Now, how does this work? Do we know? Do we have any cricket sound?
Yeah, does anybody know? Like, I've heard people talk to managers who just coming in and they ask, "Have you figured out how it works?" And they go, "No."
That was Aaron Vinters.
Yeah, Aaron. No one knew. Mo Johnston didn't know.
Well, there was a lot of things he didn't know.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. Like, I would have loved to have asked Sean Harris this. Like, did you understand how the MLS transfer system works? Because the public doesn't know.
No, and there's a lot of behind the scenes secret stuff because they pull a lot of stuff to try to just to try to survive. Their first 20 years they were a very cheap league. The salary cap was a sign of that. So it's all survival stuff. They want to control the flow of where things go in that league just to try to survive. But now they're coming up to their 20th season pretty soon, and hopefully they'll start opening.
It's only their 20th year.
They were made in 1996, and we still have a while to wait for even the 20th.
Geez.
Yeah, but
this is bad.
They just. But the one thing I really don't like is the draft. Why do you have a fucking draft?
Yeah.
This is a sport where we're known to. You scout your own fucking kids.
Yep.
I guess it's because you can scout them whenever you want. Now, given the fact that in EPL, for example, or in any other league, they have what they call a transfer window.
Yeah.
This is your time to do trades, but beyond that, no.
Yeah.
You know,
Even
getting loans.
Well, what I really dislike about FIFA 13 is, if you want to buy a player, you could do a trade for a player, and it's just me going, but that's. I know it's done, but it's just me going, why? Don't tell us this.
Yeah.
But
well, you want to know the truth, don't you?
Yeah.
Even if it's brutally stupid.
Keep us in the dark when it's something that's so American. Like it's just one of those things you're looking at going.
But to me, I think it's the only way that you're ever going to get North American, like your traditional North American sports fan, to even pay any attention to it.
Yeah,
because it's got to be set up to the way other sports do it.
But I don't know if you read the article a while back about there is no real salary cap for the MLS.
Now, that's the other thing we wanted to touch on. We were discussing this earlier. In reference to De Rosario making designated player money or DP money, Beckham apparently caused all this shit to happen when he first came to the MLS, basically being, taken care of by the league and not the club. So
yeah, it throws your league into a joke.
Yeah,
when if you want star players, not the team's paying for it, it's the league. Like, NASL, the reason why I failed the first time was a lot of stupid shit like this.
But they smartened the hell up.
Yeah, they came
really fast.
Yeah, they realized what they did wrong the first time. Like, New York Cosmos was a star-studded team.
Yeah.
It had all the captains from the UK at one point.
Yeah.
So you're not looking at shit players, but they overspent beyond their reach.
Yeah.
I know the MLS wants to control that. That's fine. That's good. I like that financial
stability.
Yeah, I really do. But when a player's coming over from Europe, no, you don't sign with the team. You sign with us, and then you sign with the team.
It's not just that, it's also they pick the team sometimes. When Thierry Henry came from Barca, it had to be New York or nothing.
Yeah,
He doesn't sign with any team but New York.
Yeah, and that's just stupidity. It's like...
And that's what gets a lot of the fans. It's not the trades, it's not the draft. Like that, okay, we understand it's North American, we'll live with it. But the front office with MLS, sometimes they have these behind-the-scenes...
Backroom deals.
Tinkering, all that.
Happening. That's the thing is... They're not subtle about these deals.
Yeah.
And they think they can get away with it.
And at the end of the day, so it's not the clubs making the deals, it's almost the front office there with MLS, and it kind of destroys the credibility of the league. We were looking at Di Rosario with TFC. So many behind-the-scenes stories there with MLSC, MLS, and he went off to Celtic there for...
Yeah, Celtic, yeah.
Yeah, so it's those backdoor deals that people don't like here.
Yeah.
And it's obviously when we catch wind of it, I mean, we're as supporters, we're not stupid.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're able to read between the lines too, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
we're used to the European system, so when something doesn't sound right, we're going to ask questions, because not only are we used to the European system, we're used to the North American system with hockey, NBA, baseball, basketball,
etc.
Yeah, we understand how you're playing.
Yeah.
And you're claiming you're playing this way, but you're also playing the European way. We're looking. Yeah. You're looking, one side's playing normal polo, and the other one's playing water polo.
Yeah.
We know there's a difference there. It's the same game, but there's difference, and we're spotting it. You can't tell us there's no difference.
Yeah.
So they'll go out of their way to make a general statement as their answer, or even as an excuse, not a reason, but...
Well, did you see, I don't know if you saw this, what MLS posted on Facebook? NFL has Thanksgiving Day. Basketball is Christmas.
Yeah.
What day should be MLS Day?
Yeah, I saw that.
You know what? If you're going to do that, Canada Day for Canadian teams. Canadian teams get a game in Canada. On Canada Day.
They tried that with the Voyagers Cup.
I remember 2010 was against Houston and Toronto. Yeah. Which we won.
Houston?
Yeah.
On Canada Day?
Yeah, I think you and I were a bit drunk that night.
A bit?
Remember it was a year where you and I nearly started a fight on the way home?
Yeah, well, by we, he means him.
Oh, bullshit.
No.
Anton tried to... I was wearing the Union Jack because the Queen was in town, and a guy kept badgering us, and I just want to turn around and smack him in the face. Anton kept me cool, but we all knew as soon as I turned around, he had no problem joining in.
Yeah. Anyway, so unknown drafting and trading system in a so-called professional league that's been in existence for about 20 years.
Yeah.
FIFA. First off, racism's back up on surface. I thought we were all past this.
Well, come on. You're supposed to solve racism by a handshake.
Yeah.
According to Bladder, racism could be solved by a handshake.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll just put a nice razor blade in the middle of my hand, so when I press into yours, you're bleeding all over the pitch. I got no... I'm not racist.
Racism resurfing, and when we thought we were all over it, but no, shit's still happening, so... And the reason why we're bringing this up is because a while back, Serbia and England had a match in their U21 squads that came together. This was in Serbia. Serbian FA gets fined because its fans had made racist comments, and in part to that, the players reacted and got into a little scuffle, so now some of the players and coaches also get banned for the next match. Serbia has to play the next match in closed doors, so no fans whatsoever.
Which is fair.
Be silent as shit.
They did it to Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And I think it's perfectly fine. So any comments, guys?
Okay, well, the thing with this sport, it's the world's game, right?
Yeah.
Literally every country on this planet has an FA with a national...
I thought it was the beautiful game. Now it's the racist game?
Okay, but the thing is, when you have the entire world playing a game like this, you get this stuff, right?
Oh, of course.
No matter how hard we try to get rid of it, it's going to show up. One thing, Sepp Blatter aside, one thing I don't mind about FIFA is the campaigns they've had against it, like the Say No to Racism campaign, the fair play stuff. That's fine. So from that perspective, FIFA's doing a decent job. They are handing out fines for this stuff as well. So like these issues, we're talking about them and we're rejecting them, right? So it's not like they're happening and we're turning a blind eye.
It's good. It's good that we make everybody aware about it.
But I'm gonna throw this one out. The fines, though, I'm gonna question it because remember the Danish player when he scored a goal during Euro?
Against who?
I can't remember who, but he showed his boxers.
Right.
And it was a bookies company.
Okay.
He got fined 100,000.
A bookies company?
Yeah, he did flash advertising.
Really?
And he got fined 100,000.
Just cuz?
Yeah. So why is it that if you're racist, you get fined less than if you advertise a company that's not with FIFA?
And by that he means Serbia had Serbian FA had gotten fined 65,000 quid or 65,000 pounds.
Yeah. So
that
as you're saying, this one player got fined 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But the thing is, that's how serious. That's how today's world works, right?
Yeah,
We're more serious with sponsorship crap than we are
Oh,
with.
they're being racist.
With basic human rights.
Yeah,
People will ignore it. People will ignore it.
Because the thing with FIFA is because this guy showed FIFA has sponsors, right? Who they have to respond to, and if they lose these sponsors, then it's.
Well, do you remember during the World Cup with the Danish fans that they took off their Danish fan gear and they turned out to be just wearing orange dresses?
Yeah.
But there was a small tag that advertised a beer company.
Yep.
It was so small that you more or less had to pull out their shirt to look at the tag.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was caught.
It happens. It happens.
And they were fined for it. They were put in jail. Because South African...
That stuff is serious. At the Olympics, a Canadian athlete, Simon Whitfield, the triathlete, on his glasses he had a Nike logo, just a really small Nike logo, and he was forced to take the glasses off just because of that Nike logo.
Yeah.
But I thought athletes were sponsored. So if you're sponsored by Nike, why aren't you,
Because Nike isn't cleared with the...
With IOC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
geez.
the thing is, athletes can be sponsored whatever the fuck they want, but don't show it on an event that sponsor isn't
I can't
associated.
believe that's wow.
Yeah, unfortunate. This is the world we live in.
This is news to me. Nike and IOC are at odds.
Oh, yeah.
Well, is it actually Nike? I didn't know. I don't know the exact company.
I don't know the exact, but
okay.
no, but it does.
Anyway.
It makes sense. I believe it. People have always said FIFA was corrupt. The IOC was corrupt. I first learned of how corrupt they were the Salt Lake Olympics with the figure skating.
Yes.
That's when it showed to me.
Yep.
And FIFA corruption 2010. That's when I learned about it.
With Qatar?
Yeah, well, we'll go into that. Trust us.
Well, nice segue because Qatar's our next subject and our final one for this final podcast of the year.
I'm sorry to put everybody down with this final subject.
No, it's not a downer because we already dealt with Villa and we got it
So
out of our
it's not
system.
that low.
No. But having said that, Qatar, number one, being awarded the World Cup, that is a downer. Two, they want to switch it from summer to winter. Now, this is a really, really big eye raiser or eyebrow, whatever.
I'm going to quote Sid Seixeiro. He said, what it is somebody went to Sepp afterwards, all this was done. Hey, Sepp, it's in the desert. Like, honestly.
Well, here's the thing. Schedule-wise already, the league is, leagues around the world, professional leagues happen, especially EPL, which is the biggest one, happening from the fall on through the winter up until spring.
They're not going to take a month
and they're not going to stop for that.
Oh.
Mind you, transfer windows in January.
But not all leagues. Not all, EPL is the big one internationally
It's more
right
or less the European leagues they're looking at.
A lot of the European leagues, but all the European... it's 2022.
Even Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga,
Liga, Bundesliga, Austria.
Yeah. Anyway.
But looking at this and Qatar aside, there's countries on this planet that... It's not fair to take away the right to host a World Cup because their summer's too hot. So the only other option would be winter, would it not?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, this is how we know the tournaments run. You know what? Play the games at night. Let's face it. But
that's a good point. Why not play them at night?
But it doesn't work with TV rights and blah, blah, blah. You really think EPL is going to work with TV rights when, especially in North America, argument's sakes, The NHL's back. So World Cup's going to be able to compete against NFL, basketball, and NFL? Are you stupid or just retarded?
So,
Because the NFL and NBA have some of the best marketing in the world.
yeah. And not to mention, if and when the NHL ever decides to start up again.
The NHL is going to come back hungrier than ever with advertising. You really think you're going to fight against those three powerhouses in advertising?
And also MLB. And
Yeah.
all the major sports, basically.
Yeah, it's hard to fight against that in North America, but
Yeah.
also, why did you award them this if you didn't think about this in the first place?
Well,
we
now
know
they shot
why.
themselves in the
Yeah,
foot.
we all
so-
know why. It's all
Yeah.
corrupt. Russia got it. Okay, I can handle Russia because I like the idea. If a country hosts it that's never hosted before, then let's go to a country that has hosted before, and then a new country. Then in a countries that done it before again. Back and forth.
And Russia's not like a kick around team. They've got a decent squad.
Yeah.
Plus, I
Qatar's
mean,
rated lower than Canada.
For what it's worth, I wanted Australia.
You know what?
I think that would've been
Australia
awesome.
Great. They would
It'd
have
be
done a
great.
good job with
Yeah.
it.
they could have used the
The World Cup for their national side, for their league, it would have been.
But the funny thing was Australia, everyone in the Oceanic group would have tossed in money to build it up.
oh huge.
Yeah,
huge.
it wouldn't just be Australia, it'd be that whole region.
No.
But the heat thing, I don't see why they want to move it to winter now, because, like you said, they could do nights, and I'm
Well-
sure the World Cup has been done before in hot countries, so
Yeah.
it's possible.
It's possible, but I was listening to Guardian and they talk about apparently it's because Platini's doing it, and he's got to deal with the French, and the French have to deal with Qatar with dealing with oil.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
But that's the thing is Qatar. They just finally allowed unions.
for regular workers.
Yeah, they just finally allowed this. Fine. So you're going to bring out of the 32 countries, 32 in the World Cup, correct?
Yes.
14 are European. Europeans are known for what? Drinking their fucking faces off. You're going to bring them to a country where they can't drink?
Yep, that's been brought up.
The fans are going to say, fuck you, we're not doing this.
So you're losing tourism, Qatar.
Yeah.
Huge.
They're going to have designated drinking areas, apparently. We'll see how well that works.
They're not going to have enough. They're going to run out of booze before they know it.
Yeah.
Like, this is just...
Because they're only gonna have enough for one.
Yeah, they don't understand that Europeans sexually are very vicarious.
Yeah.
They don't care.
It's true.
No one's looking. Let's go behind there and have a good one. All right, let's go. 5 minutes later, they come back out. They look like the best people in the world because they have the I've just been fucked glow. It's great. But like, this is a country where you're
Now we're
actually-
taking away the glow for drinking.
Yeah, but this is a country that is still run by faith.
Yeah.
And that, I'm not going to say I'm putting down a country for faith, but it's when you're inviting majority of the world that has said church and state shall not mix into a country where the church runs the state.
Yeah.
That's where I had the major problem is you're bringing more of a modernized world into a feudal system and expecting everyone to play nice.
Well,
No!
what it looks like is going to happen. This World Cup is going to be a massive one, and it's going to be. It has the potential to be a shit show going
It's
in.
gonna
It's
be
gonna
so
be
messy.
all right, or it's gonna go bottoms up.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna go bottoms up.
They may
I
may even lose it.
The Russian side, though, I think is gonna be kick-ass.
I knew the Russians were a bit. I figured there's some corruption in the Russian side. Hold on,
Okay.
because of the money they have.
I'm
But I
listening.
was willing to listen. I accepted Russia. I had no problem with Russia.
I have no problem and they're a drinking capital too.
Qatar over England. What? England has everything built, everything in place. Qatar has to build everything from scratch, and Qatar has said
Hell,
their stadiums are designed to be dismantled and sold. How is that growing the game?
No, it's not. But from that standpoint, FIFA has said that they want the World Cup to go traditional soccer country and then non-traditional and then
Yeah.
tradition. So after South Africa, the non-traditional country, we have Brazil
Yeah.
and then we have Russia, right?
Yeah, but it's
Okay,
the way
my
they've
point
been-
died there, right?
Yeah.
But and after that, we have Qatar, which they tried to have the non-traditional standpoint because they want to grow the sport in non-traditional areas as well as
Well, fine. India.
India would be nice.
Yeah.
Australia would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Australia would
India,
have been
fuck,
sick.
give it to China. You're already giving them a big tournament anyways. Give it to China again.
Well, China in the Olympics, I'm sure someone learned something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, I know I've been beating a dead horse. I know that. But it's just one of those things of, you already broke fans' hearts. Don't do it again. Because this is a sport where fans do have a say. Especially
huge say.
when they stand up. When fans stand up in this sport, you're fucked.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree.
I'm at a... How much is Bernabeu? 80 or 60?
Bernabeu? 60.
Don't ask me.
Alright, say argument 60. You imagine pissing off 60,000 fans, and you have maybe 10,000 cops. Yeah, 6-1 fuckers. Run! Like, I'm not putting down Qatar. I hope they do well, but it's just, if Qatar was to team up with other countries,
That would be, yeah.
Qatar's what, twice the size of PEI?
Yeah, true.
But PEI is shrinking, though.
Yeah, but honestly, twice the size of PEI. Okay, maybe the size of Jamaica.
Yeah.
I remember I said this earlier in a podcast about the West Indies hosting a World Cup.
Well, why the hell not? Frig.
Yeah, but
All the pot smokers would go nuts for that shit.
yeah, tourism rates would go high. Everyone would be stoned. Boost
They'll hot box every arena. Do you know how high you'll be?
You don't
Dude,
need to box. Trust me.
I'm just saying. Just
not smoking that everyone will be fine.
there you go.
No, but it's just one of those things. You're just asking yourself, going, do we really want this to happen? But with Mustafa, they might not get it.
Yeah.
And it's with the fans coming out. Well, they claim they've got unions in because of the fans.
Now, we've beat every other subject about this to death, but what about facilities?
They have
Facilities
to build
get tough.
everything.
So they have nothing.
They have shit.
They
all.
say they're going to, though. I didn't know about the temporary stuff, but one interesting thing I've heard is they're going to be air conditioned.
Yeah. Really?
Well, what about, South Africa wasn't too long ago. Remember what happened there?
FIFA had to step in to pay for the workers to finish the stadiums.
Yeah, yeah.
So they had nothing.
But for
too.
South Africa, it was decent because their unions got to be...
The unions already existed.
but they got international attention there. I mean, there was some progress
And
made
the
there.
South African league itself grew.
So you know what? I'm going to be optimistic and say, you know what happened in South Africa can be done in Qatar. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen.
disagree with you
But
on
I am
this
going to
one.
be optimistic and say, you know what? If they could do it there, why not?
But you know,
somewhere else?
South Africa did have those issues going in. They had similar, not because I doubt South Africa bought their World Cup.
No.
But they did have those similar
But
sorts of it.
also, South Africa hosted a Rugby World Cup.
True.
It's not as big as a tournament, but
Yeah.
to the rugby fans, it's a huge tournament. And they pulled it off very well,
Yeah.
considering it was the year they released Nelson.
Yep.
Yep.
So it wasn't a bad situation with them. It was one of those, okay...
For a while, it threatened to be bad because they had racism issues. They had.
Oh, yeah. But Nelson found a way to break that.
Yeah.
Qatar, you're
Huge.
dealing with, it's what my dad called it, a benevolent dictatorship. Everyone loves the dictator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one of those of, you're bringing people from around the world that don't believe in your system.
Right.
And you're going to think they're going to pay attention to you.
Exactly.
See, now
Prohibition
okay,
didn't
so
work.
that one I agree with.
That's the big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, prohibition, I know I'm relating back to drinking, but I've heard rumors that Budweiser is threatening to pull their
Yeah,
sponsorship.
I heard
A
that.
bunch of people are threatening to pull on it.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And if enough do that, they will lose their World Cup.
Yeah.
Huge.
Especially Budweiser, like, they spent so
Could you
much.
imagine whether you paid X amount just to get the World Cup and for them to say yes to you, and then for you to actually lose that?
Yeah, it's
To me,
happened
it's
before.
like-
Well,
You-
speaking of World Cups,
you-
I got a bone to pick with your frog there.
For you to invest that much money just to earn the World Cup, for them to say yes, and then all of a sudden you get stripped of it. I mean,
Yeah.
you need to look at yourself in the mirror, guys. Come
Well,
on.
Zidane, he
Yeah.
was paid $1 million to advertise
For which?
for Qatar.
Okay.
And if they got
Really?
they got an extra 5.
Aw.
Yeah.
Zidane got 6 million just for advertising Qatar.
Oh, Jesus
So
Christ.
about maybe a day's worth of in front of the camera.
It has been done though, where countries lose their World Cups, mostly because they're not prepared though, not
And
because.
Qatar won't be prepared. They'll have all the money they want. The problem is not the stadiums; it's the infrastructure.
Jeez.
Getting the fans to games, housing the fans.
Yeah.
This
So
is
if they're gonna lose it, that might be how it's gonna end up.
they're
happening.
going to lose it through infrastructure, not because of
So, 1, they don't have facilities. 2, they don't have enough hotels or whatever.
their hotels that they have are too expensive.
And on top of that, you know, who do you know in Qatar that's got a couch with your name on it? I mean, what was the last time he said, oh yeah, my buddy in Qatar? Like, no. I mean,
What I love about the France World Cup, do you remember hearing the stories about the Croatia fans?
nope.
They didn't expect the team to go as far as they did. Some were sleeping on the streets. You know what happened? French families took them in.
Yeah.
Hey, if there's one thing they did nice.
Yeah, but
Just
that's the thing. I think most...
I mean, Zidane can make a ton of money just doing advertising, but at least the French people could
yeah,
invite
they did.
people in.
But now, I was living in Jamaica, and I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe that's what would have happened
No.
in quote-unquote modern European countries. I don't see that happening in Qatar.
Did you not mention that part before in another podcast about the French people inviting the Croatians in?
I don't think I did.
Oh, I thought it was something similar. Anyway,
But, you know,
any closing thoughts?
bits and bobs.
That's about it. Happy New Year, everyone.
Oh, what, no bits and bobs? Like, what about the letter you posted up on the group?
Oh, I wanted to mention that for closing, so
Yeah,
don't worry.
sure,
If there,
go
no,
ahead.
but if there's any,
Yeah, generalize it for people, because...
well, how are you feeling about Arsenal right now?
Arsenal are doing fine. I guess they won today, so nice winning streak. But I mean, it's not like we're going to win anything, eh?
hey,
Yeah, who do you guys got in Champions League?
Arsenal got. I saw it. I forgot. It was
Barca.
Barca.
Or
I
AC.
thought it was a German club. I don't know. I forgot.
oh boy.
It was a German club.
Either
I'm pretty
AC
sure.
or Barca.
Okay, but you're feeling good about the Gunners.
Man U
Yeah.
and Real? Again?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, go Real Madrid. I'm just saying, because if
Real
there's-
Madrid have had a bad year in La Liga this year, so they need to make stuff up.
Yeah, they're going to step up.
So, you know what? Because if there's any team that I want gone first, it's Man U. I'm sorry. Anybody but them. Any closing thoughts or anything you want to say?
I don't know. I like to build on other people's
Okay,
thoughts.
okay.
It's
What
true.
was that? What was the? What did I post that you mentioned there?
Oh, right,
A
right, right.
letter from OSA.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, go on about the letter. Sorry,
Well, I get these letters from this guy because just basically sent to people on his contact list, like coaches and whatever, referees, volunteers. So most of them are just garbage that you just delete. But this,
Especially the referees. Eh?
well, the reason I get it is I'm a ref. But
Who are you? At least you got the glasses. You're set.
The truth finally comes out, guys.
you know, actually, when I ref, I never wear glasses for that reason. Yeah. So anyway, this one letter, I was just going through it. It's mostly feel-good garbage about long-term player development, and look at us, we're getting it. Our leagues aren't shit anymore. We're developing players now. And at some point in this letter, he mentions something called an Ontario Player Development League, which is going to be the cornerstone of the OSA's long-term player development strategy.
Okay.
We're going to have a league, a top Ontario league, where the best players basically play, and if they get opportunities to move on.
Nice.
So I thought that was interesting. I'm not sure how legit it is. It comes from the
It's a
OSA.
nice idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes
nice.
from the OSA, from the OSA president. I imagine he wrote that. He better have. So it just throwing it out there. I have no idea how legit it is. I've heard nothing about it except the CSA going after either a national Div 2 or regional Div 3s.
Okay.
If the CSA is going after regional Div 3s, this would be Ontario's. One thing I do want them to change though is the name. Ontario Player Development League is horrible. Go with Quebec and go with the Ontario Premier League.
Yeah. Or at least the Ontario League.
Yeah.
Like, just
Like, we all know it's a player development league. Stop.
don't tell us. We don't need your name to tell us what it is. The real fans know what it is. And that's who you're appealing to, is the real fans.
The supporters.
Yeah.
So for the final time this year, ladies and gentlemen, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check out our website at bytownboys.webs.com, has both our Facebook and Twitter handles. Twitter, it's at bytownboyssc. Also has links to our podcast, by the way, if you need direct links. You don't always have to go on YouTube and type in Bytown Boys. Just go onto our website.
Great
Why?
feature.
Because, you can check out the site. We need more hits, and you can also get the podcast. So, hey, win-win. On top of that, thank you to Mustafa for posting your blogs.
Yeah.
No worries.
Very good reads, by the way. Love them.
Thomas Beatty likes them. He's the one who's really been commenting on them.
Yeah.
So
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
he's playing for a team in Singapore.
Nice.
So his
Come back, Thomas, please.
Why? Come back to PDL when he's playing pro. Come back for NASL.
Well, the Singapore League, is it that good?
I don't think so.
No.
It's better than the Chinese one.
True.
Chinese can afford.
Then again, the Chinese league did get Drogba. Yeah.
But also the Chinese league
I'm
is
talking
the one
about
known for match fix.
I'm talking. That's what I was going on. His level of corruption.
Yeah.
Anyway, also scarves to be ordered.
Yeah, we're just waiting for our contact company to okay our design. Blah blah blah. They send us the form where we put in a credit card number, give them the money, and then they start making it. What we're planning to do when we do this launch thing is to have a banter episode at the pub.
Or 21 questions.
I'm gonna go. Personally, I would rather the banter.
Okay.
21 questions.
Because it's more banter, eh?
Yeah,
Right.
21 questions would be way too long at a pub because you
True.
stop it.
Yeah. No, that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
But again, Mustafa, that is a good idea. Now
For the listeners' sake, because this is Christmas and New Year's time, which pub do you have in mind?
Georgetown.
All right, so Georgetown it is.
We're making it our HQ. I've heard reasons why we shouldn't because it's so big. The main reason why we discussed about it is the location is to the field. Also, our gear, flags and drums. Other places that are closer are smaller. And our gear will get bumped around in the way, annoy people, and this is what we're trying to avoid is...
So a storage space.
Yeah.
Plus, Georgetown is a lot better known as a sports pub, is it not? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Especially
known
as a soccer pub.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the Banter episode 6 and also our podcast for 2012. Thank you to all the listeners for your continuous support. Hope we get more of it in the new year and, as well as years in the future.
Yeah. And FYI, Anton won't be there for their first banter next year.
First Anton-less banter.
Yeah. So, your beloved host, if you actually believe I am one of them,
You'll have 1 billion in
I'm
Vanya.
gonna be. I will.
Yeah, 1 billion Vanya. Crap.
I'll be away the first 2 weeks of January. So thank you to Mustafa for stepping in to help Stefan out for the next Banter episode.
I need all the help I can get.
And
Well, we have stuff planned already. We're going to talk Canada transfers.
Exactly. We're
hey, previews.
Yeah, exactly.
And thank you to Stefan for your continuous support in hosting. Also, as being a gracious president. and
People do it my way.
thank you to all the Bytown boys as well. To anybody in the Fury system, anyone who's supported us in any capacity, thank you very much. We wish you a very fond New Year, and until next year, take care.
It's been an awesome
next
2012
time.
for us.